Good morning, good morning. So I'm looking for this to act as a change in the state of delivery. Yo, what's good? What's good? I was having a little bit of some mic issues. All right, so you should be able to hear me better now. I was having some mic issues, so very last second start. But I am looking for higher prices as of right now. And I want to see if we can close above this. Same thing with NQ right here. A little bit uncorrelated right now. We could get some like SMT at these lows because we might want to go and stab at these first. But I was really basing this off the hourly, right? I was originally looking for shorts, but the fact that we inversed this overnight and displaced through with this fair value gap right here on the hourly, I switched to a long bias. And I was looking at these two down close candles, but we went and swept London high already, so we are seeing a pretty dramatic move lower from that. But if we can sweep these and then give like um, a sign of wanting to move higher, then that's something I can get down with that. New mic is crispy. I know. It's I don't even know what it's called, honestly. I actually just got it from my work, so I was like recording the video last night and trying out the old one and it wasn't working, so I plugged this one in. I'm like, all right, fuck it, maybe this one will be better. And I listened to it. I'm like, oh my God, why was I not using this all along? All right, so we just swept these lows right here. And also, just a forewarning, I am executing on Top Step. I'm not actually executing on Trading View. So, all right, now I'm looking at something like this here. I don't want to see us go like too dramatically lower from this point on. We do have SMT. I was also eyeing down Euro longs. Kind of see how that's doing. All right, yeah. So I passed on those. Top Step is lagging these days. I kind of got um, like their lag the other day messed me up pretty bad, but they gave me a free reset. So all right, so I'm interested in what we do here because we just filled the the gap, opening range gap. Swept out these into this hourly fair value gap. This is a 1 hour intermediate term low. And I am leaning more bullish now. I'll get this out of the way. If we could inverse this, that would be good. Right now we're trading below both 930 and 830, so that's a bit of a discount right there. If we could displace through this would be your first sign in the change in the state, and then I'd be looking for some follow through there. All right, so that inversed, and these are relatively equal right here. So if we start to show signs of wanting to displace higher, I will set like a buy stop right here for two cons. But with a close above that and entering off that, that's a very aggressive entry at this point. Just want to give price a little bit of time to sort itself out. I don't know why, but I'm getting issues after the day they scheduled maintenance right at market open. Yeah, I haven't had that, but also I've been away. Like I'm just back from vacation now, so I haven't like experienced Top Step or like executed it in the last 3, 4 days. It's kind of unfortunate, like all the shit that's been going on. Like they cut off Trade of Eight, and then they have like some major issues with their platform and stuff. So like I like their platform. Um, so I mean it's very easy to copy trade. The copy trading is free. But I do think like you need to have other options than Top Step X. All right, ES is starting to move higher. We still have that SMT. This is really the range I'm looking at right here. Wait, let me see that again. All right, so this inversion fair value gap is perfectly matched up with this 25% level. So this could be like a very high probability inversion. I'm not going to enter off of it yet. I want to see us start to move higher, and then I will enter off a change in the state right here. One H, I mean that's like what I'm basing this trade off of is the 1 hour, right? And I'm taking this move as not a sweep of London high right now, but it's just like it's stabbed to this high, and now we're going lower to then go higher, and it's really all based off of that level I gave out in the Discord last night, off of this inversion or now inversion, as I wanted to see that get used as the move to continue lower towards all of this. Yeah, I agree. Um, but yeah, I am. This 1 hour is like my condition for the trade, and we just swept lows inside of that. If we were very strong, or I really shouldn't say that, but I was waiting to see how we react to this order block right here. Um, was not used as one because we had already gone and swept this London high, so it's manipulating lower right now. Is at least that's what I'm anticipating this to be, is manipulation lower. And we are accumulating at that low. So I kind of want to also go through my other time frames. We do have this change in the state on ES now. And ES seems seems to be stronger. Let's check our 2 minute. 2 minutes got like the cleanest change in the state. And then there's also that hourly, or not hourly, 1 minute inversion that we're kind of playing off of. ES is going. I want to see if NQ can start to follow. I want to see us close above this 2 minute and then go down and test it. And then hopefully it doesn't take off without us, but just gotta stay patient here. I will enter off of this. All right, so this is, you're changing the state on the 2 minute now. I don't want to see it just start to take off. That would be unfortunate if it did, but I want to see us come down here, tap this change in the state, and then continue higher. I have a limit on my top step right now set at this opening price. But now we got, or are about to have SMT. I don't want to see ES take this before my entry. That would kind of make me a little more hesitant. I could have set the buy stop here. It would have been like the most aggressive thing to do. I'm kind of wishing I did. But I will keep my my limit there, even if ES does take this. I think it's just the stronger pair. I won't really take it as SMT. So that inversion ended up being a high probability inversion, like I mentioned, because of, well, not because of, but anticipated because from this high to this low, I liked how it was in line with that dealing range level. If I wanted to, I could do something like this. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, so I got a limit set there now. Doesn't need to go all the way down here. Could just tap in. And then stop loss will be right here. Okay, so ES just took that. Expected though because it's the stronger pair, right? SMT here. And now it's just patience, right? It's like, could just go off and take off without me. It'd suck, but At least my direction was right. Got exactly what I was looking for with the sweep of these equal lows. SMT inversion. Um, yeah, most aggressive entry would have been that 1 minute inversion right here. It would have been an entry off of that with a stop below here. It would have came very close to the stop. So I opted to wait to get the actual change in the state. But yeah, I like how everything's lining up right now because we opened up, went below 930, swept all these. SMT went below 8:30 a.m. price as well, so we're in extreme discount there. True day open was down here, but it didn't need to go all the way down here based off of like our hourly levels that we had marked. 23,181. Yeah, I had that marked right here too. Equal highs. Yeah, good call out. All right, so we're trading into this 15-minute here. So we could see some rejection down into the entry. This is a risk I'm willing to take because if my higher time frame bias is correct, we should use this as inversion and we shouldn't go all, like it would be okay if we tap this and go down to, get me entered based off of the lower time frame technicals, but obviously with my stop all the way down here, it wouldn't make sense if we are bullish to tap this and go all the way down here. So this is like me anticipating that it should flip. Creating a little bit of a bull flag here, so manipulation below and then continuation would be good. I don't need a whole lot of R either because I'm just looking to pass these accounts real quick. Um, like a 1-to-1 would be fine. So just targeting like these highs up here. It's actually super unfortunate. It just left me. I'm glad I didn't go long again on Euro because technicals just keep telling me it looks like it's ready to go and then it doesn't. And that's partly why I didn't enter off of this. I was looking at this previous day low sweep SMT at these inversion right here, 15-minute change in the state. Yeah, ES is going. Tuesday high looks good for ES. Got a 5 minute here now on ES. So this black line up here is my target for ES. Yeah, macro now. I mean, if you're very aggressive, you could, enter off of this, anticipating that, this order block and this mini 1 minute will hold. I'm not gonna do that because we're already like at the 75% level of the range. My entry is at the measuring gap right here. And it's a 5 minute. Yeah, that's pretty lame though. It didn't give any retracement down here, like at the beginning of the run. So, but yeah, I am going to remove my limit. I was really debating that buy stop there too. That fucking sucks. But we'll find something else. All right, so this high is almost hit. If it doesn't get hit and leaves equal highs right here, then I could still look into trying to get entered in this leg. Um, I doubt it'll do that. I didn't take that either. Yeah, I mean it sucks because it was like exactly what we anticipated. But I mean you can't FOMO, right? Traded right through that 15 like I anticipated. Um, yeah, and it was a good switch of bias too because I mean like I had mentioned, sells looked really good when I was analyzing the charts last night, which was like at this point right here because we had just swept this high inside of this fair value gap with this propulsion block right here. And I said, as long as we hold this and start to show signs of wanting to continue lower, I was looking for all of these down here to get hit, right? But this displacement through, obviously it was just like, nope, we're not holding this. We are looking for higher prices and, switched bias there. So it was all based off of this 1 hour right here. All right, so equal highs, starting to get some displacement down. I will still enter if we go all the way down here. Because it is inside of this 5 minute and it's a measuring gap of the range. But again, that's very unlikely. Looking at this right here, this 1 minute and this down close candle at this upper quadrant level. Yeah, I want to set an alert for this high on ES. But yeah, I think we just continue to look for longs until proven otherwise. Euro is seeing some rejection from that area that I had marked. Now it'd be very interesting if we inverse this 5 minute on Euro, actually. And then I could potentially entertain longs as soon as we cross this. Because now what we've done, inside daily we swept previous day low with SMT, inverse this 15 minute. We did get that reaction down to this order block, change in the state that was inside of the 15 minute right here, and we are seeing that rejection on this time frame. So if we go down to the time frame below that, being the 5 minute, which is typically the lowest, not even typically, I will always use 5 minute as my lowest time frame on currencies. Now that we're seeing that reaction from the 15 minute order block and inversion, we have a 5 minute opportunity right here where we could inverse this and then get that change in the state. And a pretty low hanging fruit target would be these equal highs right here. But I just want to like kind of take a step back because I don't want to go in and FOMO a trade because I missed this one. Um, so I just want to make sure I'm taking high probability setups. Nice run on NQ though. I'll set an alert right here. I think pound looks awful. Yeah, pound is trash. Currencies are kind of trash right now. While indices are looking better compared to earlier this month. Damn, I just choked on my water. All right, I don't want to take shorts if we do poke this and show signs of going lower, because again, my higher time frame bias is still higher. There's that poke above though. Still looking at these equal highs up there. Yeah, the buy stop was the move right here. I even said I was like thinking about doing it, but just ended up holding off. I don't want to FOMO the move either. If a short were to present itself, I think it would need to be very short-lived because, again, higher time frame bullishness. But this 10 a.m. open literally just made the tiniest wick lower, and now we're going up towards buy side. So, I mean, a short could present itself. I'm not like jumping for joy to take a short, but there is always that part of me that wants to look for that 10 a.m. reversal. And it doesn't need to be a complete reversal, but just like back into maybe EQ of the range. Because that's all unbalanced, right? Um, so yeah, we'll see. I would only even think about taking shorts if we take this level first. We would need to take this and then give me signs of going lower. Um, but if we were to go down right now and like go below here, to me it would be buying in a discount relative to the 10 a.m. hourly candle, which I would like for continuations long. Just gotta wait now, right? It's the boring part of trading. Accumulate wow, accumulating right below those equal highs though. So that's something to watch. And it's also session liquidity being Tuesday's um, PM high. So high probability area to target. Oops. This to me is manipulation. I just don't want to be buying that close to my target. This is technically your breaker right here. On a 5 minute basis, on a 1 minute, it's right here. Combined with this fair value gap. So that could be the reason we see a push higher again. But so far today, I am happy with my performance. Stayed out of a loser on Euro, and that would have frustrated the hell out of me because I've been chasing longs on Euro for the last week. Um, and then didn't FOMO into anything on NQ. So yeah, there is that push higher from your breaker and your 1 minute. Just get some markings up here. Good holiday, yeah, great holiday. I definitely needed it because, like I mentioned in the Discord, I think I was going through some burnout, and I have before with trading, obviously, but it's like end of week burnout where I just need like the weekend to kind of shake it off and gather myself, and then I'm good again by Monday. But this just felt a little bit different. I was like, I could feel it. I needed a longer break, and yeah, it was super nice too because I deleted all social media. I, you know, so I was really barely using my phone or anything for like the last 5 days. Um, did a lot of reading, kind of just like self-reflection stuff. Um, just spent a lot of time outside and by the lake. And so yeah, it was definitely much needed. I feel a lot better. Feel very refreshed and motivated and ready to go. So I'm thinking this would be soup. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely note it because I need some. But I downloaded a shit ton of audiobooks, and I also got some physical books related to trading and not related to trading. I'm kind of just trying to get in, more into reading. All right, so we have a 15 that's about to be made right here. One I'm reading like on a I actually just started it yesterday. Psycho Cybernetics. Okay, I'll write it down. I started Dopamine Nation. That's kind of just about like kind of recognizing um, addiction, and I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of like get into the minds of people who have been addicted to things, because that's what the book is about. It's about like recognizing addictions and like how we're like in a world full of dopamine hits now, and kind of how to offset it. So I like that a lot. Um, I mean, I think that one could help with trading too, and just kind of like disconnecting. I'm also reading the, or not reading, but I'm listening to the Odyssey, like the Greek story. I always try to like have a nonfiction book, a um, what do you call it? A self-help book, I guess you could call it. I don't know. And a fiction book. This could spark a tiny move lower. I don't see us completely like 10 a.m. reversing right now because we still have higher time frame targets and we generated more buy side right here. So if anything, this could see us down to equilibrium. I don't I, yeah, I don't think we need to go down there. I think we could go below these equal lows right here and then hopefully start to continue higher. That's what I am going to do though, is now that we made this 15 minute, I'm going to mark this out, and that's probably where I'm going to look for longs again. Because now we're buying below 10 a.m. open, because we're already far above 9:30, 8:30, and true day open, which is midnight. So we're technically in premium now. So now I need, as far as like premium discount goes, and we are very close to my target, I need to wait for discount of this range or close to it, and then discount of the hourly candle that we're currently trading in, which is going to be below the opening price right there. And below the opening price, we have a 15-minute fair value gap. So that is my reasoning. This looks like a nice little sell setup here to potentially target that. So it would be like a very, very quick scalp. That's not something I'm too interested in. But I like how we have equal highs right here, resting below the engineered equal highs that are external above. So I just want to see a sweep of these equal lows right here. And this could be like a turtle soup entry. It's not what I'm going to do though. Looking to trade just a very high probability setup that I have a lot of confidence in for these combines that I'm doing right now. But yeah, there is that. Starts to move lower. So you can kind of see like how, all throughout the day, you can kind of just like scalp these micro moves. That's not really the type of trader or type of trading that I've done, really. It's just a matter of like calling it out to kind of get like a gauge on price and reading it. The trades that I will take are the ones that are going to be in line with my higher time frame bias and meet my criteria. This doesn't really meet my criteria. It's just something that I can, and it's not aligned with my higher time frame bias. It's just something that I can, like, kind of predict will likely happen. All right, now my trading view's messed up. All right, I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of annoying. Just took that. Based on what I just saw from dollar, it kind of looks like euro might be going higher too. Yeah. Just need to focus on one. Control R. Now I want to be looking for some SMT here. Um, This could be a 10 a.m. reversal, and I could be wrong about continuations, but I'm fine with being wrong. There's engineered buy side here on the internal and external level, so I'm not going to try and short against that. I'll just have to wait and be okay with missing this move down if it is going to be a 10 a.m. reversal. Just trying to look for like the cleanest setup. If we can spike down here and hit discount, that'd be good. We don't need to. All right, ES just hit discount to the true day range right now. So did NQ. Trading into a 15-minute order block. So this would all need to just be wick on this time frame. And then what would confirm that on the 1 minute is this. 6E or euros technically giving me an entry right now. Okay, so yeah, this looks like it is a 10 a.m. reversal as of right now. We'll see how that 15-minute candle closes. But we did just go down into this 15-minute actually, so honestly is more discounted, which is good. Take that off, take that off. That's what I would want to see, is just trade above that and then treat it as an order block. All right, so no close above that. I'm gonna hold off on that. Um, yeah. What I could do if I end up not being a part of this move is wait for ES and the same thing. Because there's really not an order block in, or there's an order block here, but there's not like a fair value gap in line with it, and we didn't inverse anything right here, so it's just not as like attractive to me. We do have really obvious targets and stuff, but might end up just being a play on ES instead. Right, because the three PD arrays that I always look for to have like real strong confidence that there is a change in the state would be your order block, your breaker, and your inversion fair value gap. And if there's SMT and a fair value gap in line with it, then obviously that's great. Um, this only has one out of all those. ES would have like three of the three. NQ has better targets right now. Alright, so I think I am going to be entering off of ES here. Stop below there. I want that. Alright, and then these are equal right here. So I am going to set a buy stop here. Yeah, and the 15-minute held that pretty nice. So I could accept the risk on that one. I am in on ES now with my buy stop right there, so don't need a whole lot, just looking for these highs right here. So yeah, we will see monitoring these highs on NQ with ES right here. I like the equal highs. This is what we're looking at right here. So just wanted to show you guys that because I have it on the other screen. Alright, so I would want to see this be an order block once we get a solid close above that. Or a propulsion block, I should say. NQ's a lot stronger right now. That's like where we're at. Alright, so yeah, just monitoring down close candles on the way up now because I want to see them act as support. I just liked ES better for those reasons I mentioned, and it had more confirmation that bearish was getting disrespected and bullish was now respected, and we had the change in the state right here. We now have a propulsion block paired with a fair value gap right here that I want to see get respected. I got to be careful though because NQ's taking those highs. So I got to watch out for, SMT and then monitor if bullish PD arrays are going to start to get disrespected. So we had this larger range right here, the true day from 930 low up until the current high of the day. And now we have this internal range right here where this propulsion block and this order block is in line with the 50% level or EQ of that range. So I want to see those act as high probability order blocks for that continuation higher. Once we hit this 75% level, if we do, I'm going to likely start trailing stop. So yeah, we tapped into that propulsion block right there. My entry is at 631625. So where I got it right here. Bodies are respecting that. It's good. So yeah, we are in this 5 minute. I need to see us push through this. Just got to be patient with this one and trust the bias. Does suck that we got in on the indice that is showing a much bigger struggle to go higher right now, but yeah. NQ still hasn't hit that equal high target. I want to get that out of there. So yeah, ES was initially stronger and now it's much weaker. Um, I am still in this trade. My stop is actually below this low, just so you know. So we're looking at this and got to see that hold. It's at that 25% level. So this 5 minute held. So we just got to start to see these fail and this hold. Just want to clear this up too because it's looking very messy. That what I just marked is the reason for the stop below here. All right, so let's see this inverse. And then we can get through this 5 minute. NQ's having that move higher towards targets. Just gotta see ES follow. I'll be happier once we close above here. Closed right at the midpoint there. Gotta see continuation. And then once we go above this high, I'm gonna start to closely monitor the position. Probably start moving stop. Kind of reluctant to get through there. I want to see how Euro ended up doing. Didn't go anywhere. Looking at this small fair value gap here, it would make me happy if we could hold that and then inverse this. That would be a good sign for the trade. I want to see the 15. 15 still holding. Big indecision candle on the 15. See how we close in 30 seconds there. Again, all this engineered, it makes me confident that we are going to go higher right here. I just need ES to show a willingness to follow. Because just kind of got unlucky and got involved in the indice that was not as strong. I thought ES would be the stronger one on the day based on this S&T, but it's definitely not. It's kind of just chilling right in the middle of this daily range. All right, so 15 minute, yeah, just big indecision candle right there. All right, so that is about to get hit. ES is right around break even again. I just need, this is like the area right here we need to get through, and then that 5 minute as well. Because I don't want to see this be like a change in the state on the 5 minute. I want to see us just go through it. Dang, it's really just stopping right before, constantly. Alright, so yeah, trade's back at break even. We can see that this 25% level of this range from this high to this low was in line with that lower inversion fair value gap and order block, and that was the one that ended up holding right there. So you can see that these levels are extremely, um, they hold high probability PD arrays. Alright, I don't want to see us just poke and go. I want to see us run it like that. Keep going. And then this has got to follow as well. Didn't close above, closed right at the top right there. We've also left some wickless candles here that I want to monitor. Again, I'm just looking to target up here. Don't even need to go take these highs, I'm just going below it. And then I think NQ is likely the one to take Tuesday high first, obviously, because it's much stronger. Alright, so it took that right there. That's good. Let's see a continued push. I want to see a PD array created at the 75% level, whether it be a fair value gap or order block, doesn't matter. But I am moving the stop up a little bit closer. So now we have these fair value gaps. I want to see us inverse that 5, which we just did, so that's good for the trade. So I guess I can just, how did you learn trading? Sorry, I just saw your question. I learned trading, I learned ICT on my own by watching the like YouTube and stuff, but how did I learn, like, when I first got into trading, it was when I actually got involved with trading for my friend. I was like going through Snapchat and he posted a picture of like his MetaTrader 5 and I just started asking him questions about it. He ended up stopped trading. He doesn't trade anymore. Um, but I stuck with it and yeah, now 5 years later here I am. All right, so 75% level. Here's your down close candle. See us push through. And then we've got these three right here. So I'm going to start taking things off just so it looks a little bit cleaner. And again, I'll show you what we're working with. Whoops. Just looking for price to go up here. How can you tell if it's an order block? I'm new and I suck. No, it's okay. You don't gotta say that about yourself. It's the way that I look at order blocks is the highest probability order blocks are going to be down close candles into fair value gaps. So, for example, if these two down close candles traded into this fair value gap right here, and then we get displacement above it, I would want to see those act as an order block right here, because we are, what I want to anticipate is a buy model, meaning price is going to be going higher. So whenever I'm anticipating that and I have a clear draw on liquidity, I want to see down close candles act as support once we trade above them. So it's going to be your down close candles that trade into fair value gaps and then away from them, and then your down close candles that are in line with fair value gaps as well. So for example, right here, these three down close candles, since they're consecutive with each other, that acts as the single order block. Go through it. Is it in line with a fair value gap? Yes, right here. So that is your change in the state of delivery. And I also like when order blocks form at certain levels too. If you're new, then I'm not going to dive too deep into it because I think it'll just confuse you. But I measure ranges, so like from this high to this low, and then I like to see those order blocks form at specific levels. So if you want to learn more about that, on how to like anticipate where PD arrays are going to form, I would definitely recommend watching my last video that I just dropped. I'll show you here. It is this one. Look for this every day and you will never buy another course. I go all into that, so I'd check that out. All right, I'm going to stop looking at NQ and focus just mostly on ES now. Okay, so now we have this 5-minute fair value gap here. I don't want to see it all the way filled. But notice how we're respecting 5-minute, disrespecting 5-minute right here. So we're respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish. That gives me confidence of bullish order flow. It's just a matter of managing the trade the right way. So now that we have inverses, I want to see it act as support. Since we have this bullish fair value gap right here in line with it, we could dip down into this. So that's why I'm anticipating. I don't want to move my stop up too tight. Right now it's like down here. I don't want to move it up too tight because we could go down here. Like I am anticipating some drawdown below here. It's also in line with this down close candle right here. It's best if we don't even go and touch this at all. That would prove that price is strong. We have 11 a.m. coming up too, which is important. Okay, yeah, so there's that dip. It's always tougher when you're in the trade of the weaker indice. So we have seen a lot of consolidation through the macro up to this point, and then we've got 11 a.m. coming up, so that's going to be important. This 75% level is a way where I manage trades because I want to see us not hang around too long there, kind of like we are now. I want to see um, a PD array created there to give me confidence that we are going to continue higher to the terminus draw. All right, 11 a.m. in 30 seconds. We could see an open low high close, which would make me anticipate some potential drawdown here. Yeah. So we'll see what it brings. Open low into these PD arrays here and then go higher is what I would want to see. This is now session liquidity. This is your New York AM session high right here. Because once we get past 10:59 and into 11, we're now in the lunch session. So from 11 to 1 is considered lunch for me. And this session liquidity is also equal highs right there. My TP is at 6322.5. So right here. I think I do want to go break even on the trade now. I don't want to see price come all the way back down here. So this is what I got. So yeah, just Just monitoring again, not really much I can do. It's just I got to see us continue to hold this. I like what I'm seeing so far. I like how all the bodies respect to this order block right here because it traded down these two down closed candles. I'm not going to consider this one part of it because it's an indecision candle and it closed right where it opened. So these two down closed candles were above the midpoint of the 5 minute inversion fair value gap, and it traded into this 1 minute right here, and then we went through it. So that's why I'm considering that an order block, and I wanted to see price hold that right there, which it did. And I want to see us continue to hold it. Just got two more handles to go till my TP. On ES, that can seem like a lot. All right, one handle to go. I'll just bring up the screen here. This is really it. That's the last line of defense.
Order filled.
Bang, bang, baby. Let's go. All right, good trade. Good trade. And there it goes, displacing through those equal highs. So that was nice. Just passed a combine with that. Happy with the performance there. That was a tough one too. It came very close to my stop loss. But yeah, this is kind of how I handle combines most of the time. Is I just try like it obviously depends on the one that I'm doing, but since this is top step, you can't go over 50% of profits in a day. So that's why I have 1,500 for each of these. But I try to not spend as much time on combines just because I think, if you have a profitable edge and you are an experienced trader, then I just try to get to the funded stage as quick as possible. But last Friday, had a very nice trade there to hit that midway mark at the 1,500. Went on vacation for a few days and then came back. Nice little banger trade right there. And yeah, and I'm also working on another combine as well. So yeah, that's it right there. Very very nice trade. Very nice hold through that. Nice management as well. The management was the toughest part, but this move down. The thing that was like toughest for me in this trade was managing it in the beginning because I knew getting in on this change in the state, it's like if price is not going to be extremely strong, then we are likely to get a bigger retracement down. So I had to go through some drawdown there. Um, and I just, it was a little bit frustrating picking the trade that or the indice that was not as strong because obviously NQ is the stronger one right here. We just took Tuesday's high and ES is very far away from it. But at the beginning of the day, ES was leading the pack, and then NQ just ended up being the stronger one later in the morning session. So um, just ended up picking the wrong indice. Luckily, I ended up getting a nice, I still ended up winning the trade. But yeah, this move down, I was looking at this 15 minute as my point of interest with this order block. So KP11, if you're still in here, this is another order block right here, is because remember what I mentioned before is you like to see them trade down into fair value gaps and be paired with fair value gaps, right? So these two down close candles traded into this 15 minute. Did it hold the midpoint? Yes, so that tells you that price is very strong. We get displacement up above. I have higher time frame targets, so that's why I'm still looking for longs. And these two down close candles was in line with this 15 minute right here as well. So that ended up holding right there. That was really the whole premise for the trade. If you look on the 15-minute time frame, it'll be easier if I just do this. If you look on the 15-minute time frame right here, inside of this 15-minute fair value gap is where the trade formed. So I'll just mark that out right there. Notice how the bodies of the 1 minute is going below, and why is it doing that? Is because it's going into this first presented fair value gap right here. So this is 9:30 open, a lot of accumulation, and then get up and go, right? So this is your first of the day, and we traded lower down into it, went past this 15 minute, went into there. So a fair value gap in simple terms is, let me see the simplest way that I can describe it. Well, I'll show you it. It's a 3 candle pattern. So this is your first candle right here. This one. This is your second candle, and this is your third candle. Now, it just so happens in this example that there's 2 fair value gaps, but we'll just look at this one right here. A fair value gap is an imbalance in price. Okay, so price in the market does 2 things. It seeks liquidity and goes to imbalances, right? So this is an imbalance right here, and that's why fair value gaps are important to us. What did price end up doing is going down to that fair value gap, respecting it there, and going higher. Okay, so I use fair value gaps to determine bias, where I want to see price go, and I use it for entries. And one thing I love about fair value gaps is you can use them to determine characteristics and how price could potentially behave. And you can do that with, typically a high probability, or just you can do that with high probability. I was looking for price to go higher is because look at the bodies of these candlesticks. They're closing above this 15-minute fair value gap. So like I just said, I use fair value gaps to determine my bias and where I want to see price go. I wanted to see price go higher. So what do we need to see price do first is go lower. It went lower into this fair value gap on the 15-minute. The bodies are respecting that and the wicks are doing the damage. So we're still going into this by the wicks, but the bodies are telling you that price is respecting bullish order flow and looking to go higher right there. If we go down and zoom in on a lower time frame inside of these wicks on the 15-minute candle, that's all of this price action right here, right? So that's why a lot of people say that the lower time frames are noise and you just want to stick to the higher time frame. Well, no, that's not the case at all, right? It's just more data. It's the same exact way of reading price because price is fractal, meaning the things that happen on the higher time frames also happen on the lower time frames and vice versa. I was looking at this fair value gap right here, and if you're very new, which is what you said, this is probably not going to make any sense to you at all. I have 5 years of screen time and 3 years of using these concepts, so it's just like the back of the hand or back of my hand for me. Don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself and expect to learn it all just through this 5-minute rundown right here. But yeah. and then I use these levels. So I've just it also, if you are newer to trading, I would definitely recommend joining my Discord. It's free. I'm not trying to like sell a Discord to you or anything. There's about like 40 people in the Discord right now, but what I do is I do live streams sometimes. I send private videos for like market breakdowns and stuff like that. Um, there's a lot of people in there who are also learning, and yeah, it's just like a community of a bunch of people who are learning, setting analysis, doing things together, keeping each other accountable. So it's really cool. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you're newer. I forget what I was saying earlier. Oh yeah, I've been going over these like dealing range levels a lot and trying to really cement this into people's heads that like have any interest in listening to me is these levels when you have a range are super important to like anticipate where order blocks and fair value gaps and price runs are going to form, right? Because we went from this high to this low. That is your dealing range, right? That is your range right here. And I'll back it up just to make it a little bit easier. A lot of people have trouble trusting what fair value gap is going to work for them and what order block is going to work for them. I already gave a breakdown of order blocks, so use that with this as well. But if you're looking for inversion fair value gaps, which is a fair value gap that ends up failing, which you anticipate it to, so that would be this right here. This is your imbalance. If I'm bullish, I want to see us trade through that imbalance and then use it as support to go higher. Where does it form in relation from this high to this low? The 25% level, the lower quadrant. So we split this range into four quadrants: the low, the lower quadrant, the midpoint, the upper quadrant, and the high. You're gonna want to anticipate your PD arrays to form at these three levels right here. For entries, you want to be entering at the PD arrays that are forming at this 25 and this 50% level right here. This is a good inversion fair value gap right here because it forms at the 25% level after this manipulation lower because we're still bullish, right? And we have engineered buy side above. So I'm anticipating this as a fake move lower to trap sellers or buyers and also to have sellers try and chase this. I'm just simply waiting. Once I get this confirmation right here, I did not enter off of this. I also liked these three down close candles at this equilibrium 50% level right here. And that's what I used as my entry. So I wanted to see us trade through this, use it as support, and then move higher. So I was asking a lot. Typically what I can do is I can, enter just on a close above this, but I wasn't going to do that this time. It would have given me the best entry, but I did not do it. And then, yeah, what did we end up doing right here? This big move lower, where did we go right down to? This 25% level, this order block right here, and this back to this inversion fair value gap. Look at the bodies hold that, right? So that's why I was still comfortable with being in this trade, is because order flow and the characteristics of the fair value gap was telling me that we are still bullish. If we got a close below this orange box, I would have lost a lot of confidence in the trade. I would have assumed that I was going to lose. But the fact that we held it gave me confidence that we are still bullish. And then I was hoping that with this move right here, it was manipulation, and I wanted to see bullish order flow and bearish PD arrays start to fail. And that's what ended up happening, right? Your first one fails right here. Then we create a bullish fair value gap. That one failed. So this one, once I saw this fail, again, I started to become a little bit suspicious about this, and I was anticipating that I could either be in choppy price action or my trade was just going to fail. So once I saw this fail, I did become a little bit suspect of the run. But then we got this displacement back above through the 50% level and then back through this one right here. So it's all just about like managing what price is doing and what it's done, and then just really monitoring to see if it's going to, disrespect levels you want to see it get disrespected, and hold levels. That got disrespected. Very good. Now we got a nice move higher. Inverse this 5 minute, and then the rest was there, right? So that was a very long breakdown. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours now, so I'm pretty hungry. I'm going to go eat some food, take the rest of the day off. Good day. And I'm getting a funded account added to the mix. Got another one about halfway there. And yeah, so we'll call it there. Thank you for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not a part of my free Discord community where I'm doing things just like this and breaking things down, I highly recommend it. The link is in the description. Follow me on Instagram. The link is also in the description for that one as well, where I'm just posting trading content and stuff. I'm not as active there now because I have the Discord, so I'm doing a lot of things there. Um, and yeah, also, if you enjoyed today's content, just please sub to the channel, give this a like. Very much appreciated, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Take care.